Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal day. We're taking a quick look here at Avalanche, seeing what's going on. And if you're a little concerned with this price drop here, we're going to go ahead and find out if it's sustainable or if it's going to turn itself around. We got to recognize it's pretty overextended and Bitcoin is literally pulling back right now, fairly aggressive. Okay, so again, roughly about a 3% correction from top to bottom in the last, 5 hours from Bitcoin. That will definitely send most coins that are overextended, like Avalanche, into a tizzy. Okay, so we'll talk about that and much more. We'll redraw out some fib levels here and kind of just see generally what's going on here. Okay, so if you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, I do love teaching people to trade. I really hope you can learn something here today. If you do want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is a site linked down below where I offer a trading academy, community, and signals group. So you can check that out, of course, in your own time. It does look a little something like this. Atom, we took 102%, Cartesi 70%, and OP 21% last night. That was a swing trade we just took yesterday. Some of these are older trades, but these are some swing trade examples here. And of course, I got day trading scalping bot available as well in my Premium Plus group. What we want to look at here, though, with Avalanche is a few key factors. Let's go ahead and see the back end first and kind of identify liquidation levels, because this could be a liquidation hunt right now. But more importantly, it just makes sense that the price is pulling back considering how overextended it is, as well as the fact that Bitcoin is pulling back too, right? It's because, again, when Bitcoin is kind of on the edge of disaster, so to speak, retesting those lower lows, kind of trying to break that 40,000 range, we can see altcoins start to kind of get a little stressed out. That's what we're seeing here. So we saw previously, we talked about this last night, that $38 range got wiped out for the shorts. And then, of course, there were some late shorts at about $40.50. And now we can see there are some shorts here that just entered in at about, they have their liquidation level at about 41.75. But generally speaking, there's not a ton of shorts entering the market right now, which isn't surprising considering how strong Avalanche has been. But if we take a look here, we got a lot of liquidation between 34 and 35. So just some perspective there. That's kind of where we're at. So 34 to 35 could be the next target. Let's give you this right there and right here. So this little range here is where we got a lot of liquidation. So that could be a target for the whales or the bears, essentially. Okay. So just kind of wanted to highlight that for you so you kind of see where we're at there, but not a lot of shorts entering the market right now, which is actually kind of refreshing, but it does imply the price is going to continue down, of course, with the fact that Bitcoin is kind of pulling back. Okay. So again, 40,900. I know it's like, why does he keep showing me Bitcoin? That's not what we're here for. Well, it matters a lot, okay? And if you don't know what Bitcoin's doing, you better start get with it, folks. It's a big correlation, okay? Okay. So last but not least here, let's go ahead and check out the daily time frame, work our way down, and just kind of see if there's any shift in momentum here since we saw last night. Truth is, it's about the same. And again, the 24-hour, one-day candle isn't going to give us some, massively important, shifts in momentum. It's not going to really help identify that. It's a very slow moving averages. We're still in good shape with the price action, and there's no reason to, feel like the sky is falling with the ascending trend lines here. Everything's looking fairly good still. Just because we have a pullback here does not mean the price is going to drop super hard. We got a lot of support. Let's talk about that. So quickly to note, these are just some indications here. We are diverging on the MACD here now officially. That is a bearish sign. It's typically something I like to utilize when swing trading. So I don't just jump into a short position because of it, but I do understand that maybe a long position right now might not be viable. Okay. Again, that's just things that I like to think about. I don't necessarily take every indication into consideration or take a trade based off one thing. I look at everything, if you will, right? So we can kind of see the daily time frame still bullish. We're up. We're moving this uptrend still healthy, right? The 4-hour time frame is telling us, hey, we got a divergence. The price action might continue lower. When we look at stochastic RSI, we're hitting a potential double bottom here, which could be an indication of a buy signal. But I do not recommend buying off of that solely because RSI still has plenty of room to drop. And the RSI, to me personally, the traditional RSI, a little more impactful. We're coming down to 50 on the RSI. If we do come down to that level further, we could very well see a bounce there initially. That's tentatively a support level. If we break below that, it could work as a resistance, and this is where I'd look for an entry too. Okay, so I like to buy entries off key level supports, not just kind of this little middle ground that we're seeing right now. Okay, money flow index is also coming down, but that's standard for this kind of pullback. So I don't personally think this pullback is going to be super much more aggressive. It is overextended already, unless Bitcoin drops below 40,500, maybe just say 40,000. Then we're going to probably be in pretty good shape here. Okay. Again, just some things to kind of think about. Looking at the TD sequential, though, we are at a 2. you got to recognize that this coin does have a tendency of hitting 9s and reversing and or consolidating. So that really just implies we could see another 24 to 36 hours of continuation to the downside or sideways from here. I would not recommend, let me rephrase. I would not consider a long position right now based on the fact that the price action will take some time to recover from this drop. Okay, a lot of times when we have these kind of drops, price action needs to stabilize at this previous volume support in order to continue higher. Okay, so a lot of folks think that what goes up must come down, which is true, but they also think that the price just bounces and it turns right around instantly. No, we're probably going to be looking at a consolidation period like this once we hit our bottom, and then the next leg up will be warranted and effectively more beneficial. It'll be more substantial. Okay, the only reason why this most recent pump happened is because we had period of consolidation. We're seeing these nice legs up in between. If we don't have period of consolidation, the price will just continue lower because then the bulls will have no legs to stand on. Okay, again, just kind of some theoretical thinking there in the big picture. We're above all moving averages though, still bullish in the overall sense. However, the oscillators are telling us otherwise. Okay, we're seeing that shift in momentum that is occurring. What does that mean for us? Well, that means that you probably do not want to consider taking a trade. Taking a long right now is too risky because we do not know how much lower the price could go for Bitcoin, nor do we know how much lower Avalanche could go too. We do got to recognize, however, that we are overextended here. We're about 3 hours into this overextended state, whereas TD Sequential takes the fourth previous candlestick and counts up or down to a 9, and we're now at about 13 as a rough estimate. 12, going on 13. That really just tells me that a long position is absolutely not appropriate, even though the whole buy the dip mentality that we seem to have is sometimes a sound thought process. We don't know if these levels are going to hold. So we got 0.618 here on Fib, roughly 35.93 as a potential reality there. We take a look at the potential for retracement. If this is the bottom, we are at our fifth and final Elliott Wave, which really just implies we're going to be looking at an ABC pattern here moving forward. Okay, so again, if this is the low, just say hypothetically price bounces up 0.618, price comes up, we're likely to see a lower high followed by a lower low. Okay, that's a strong likelihood based on how Elliott Wave performs its continuation or its waves. Okay, so this being the highest point, now that the price is significantly retraced, it's confirmed. We are still looking for our A, which we don't know if this is our A just yet. The price comes up and back down. So keep in mind, if you are to take a long right now and the price does continue up, don't ride along to $100. That's not how you do it. You ride along to the most recent significant fib levels, which we can see 0.382 at about $38.68, or this upper level here, the 0.236 at about $40.25. Those would be appropriate profit targets. You keep the margin tight, because if you try to go too loose with this, you're just going to leave money on the table and you're going to have to adjust your stop loss and close your trade at a loss. And that's an inevitability that I see happen all the time. Traders come over that have been burnt by other traders asking me to recover their portfolio. It's not what I do. I do like to help people grow their portfolio moving forward, but I can't recover those losses. And a lot of times those losses occur because people are too dead set on just trying to revenge trade or whatever it is that happens. Just don't get too greedy with trading right now. Some coins will surprise you, yes, but you're better off taking profit before the price pulls back than not at all. Last but not least, Ichimoku Cloud. We are still above the cloud, so this is a slight consolation, which is kind of good. So unless the price action can recover here soon and stay above the cloud, we're going to be breaking into bearish territory. So within the next 8 to 12 hours, actually what I'll do is I'll analyze AVAX later today, and we'll see where we're at in the cloud. If we're starting to break below, we're starting to stay where the price can't recover above $37, and it's roughly 8 hours from now, we're going to be naturally below the cloud. And we're going to have to expect or presume that'll be a resistance. So this previous support level at $38 is a new resistance. We got to presume that it's actually the case right now. So 38 should hold as a resistance level. And if that is the case, then the price action will consider pulling back. We can also see that the lagging span is within the price action, conversion lines below the baseline. Those are bearish signs. It really just implies if you are in a long position right now, you should have taken profit a long time ago. Try not to be a diamond hand holder in this kind of environment. We don't know what Bitcoin is going to do, and this coin being overextended, it has a target on its back for profitability. And you got to recognize whales are all about that profit, okay, that blubber. We got to stay away. We're the little plankton that's just kind of floating around in the ocean. Anyways, terrible analogy, but I think you get the idea. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you learned something today. Quick little heads up, we are finding a significant benefit here with Bitunix exchange. Phenomenal exchange. Healthy rewards if you use a link to register, essentially. And we mainly use them because their VPN KYC is not required. They do not have that as a requirement. And they also have like trailing stop losses, adjustable moving targets, just a really cool setting there for them. And I think that they're probably my favorite exchange, mainly because they help my community out so much with having some good, awesome options. And I'm just really happy to be working with them. Again, we have a Bitunix section here in our Discord if you're curious on how to set that up. I have a walkthrough on YouTube as well. Anyways, enough about that. Thanks again for watching. I hope you learned something today. Have a good rest of your day. We'll see you next one. Take care.